Hey everybody, welcome to Combat Saturday for December 19th, 2020. I'm your host, DM Gallibond. Alright, today on Combat Saturday we are going to be looking at a long-standing weapon that has been around since the beginning of D&D and has been in every edition of D&D since it began and will probably be in every edition of D&D until um, the world itself comes to an end. And we are all rolling polyhedral dice in the afterlife. All right, so let us go ahead and let us take a look at the short sword. A humble weapon, but an effective weapon, and a weapon with a long history in the real world as well. It's my understanding that um, the short sword was the primary hand-to-hand weapon issued to and used by the legionnaires in the Roman legion, so the Roman armies. And it wouldn't surprise me if they got the short sword from somebody else, like either the Greeks or maybe the Egyptians or Phoenicians or some of the other cultures back then. So I mean, it's been around a long time. A venerable weapon in the real world that had a long history, and it's extremely useful and very popular in D&D as well. All right, so let's go ahead and see how this weapon has evolved over time and how it has stayed the same over time. We are looking, of course, at the Rule Cyclopedia from original D&D, and we can see that the short sword was here, 1d6. It cost 7 gold pieces, and it weighed 3 pounds or 30 coins. Back in the parlance of those days when they measured the weight of everything in the number of coins, and 10 coins equaled a pound. So it's nice. 1d6 weapon, and now these little notes over here. The R means it can be thrown, but it's only rarely used that way. And the S means it's a small weapon. Now, back then, in this edition, they did not really specify damage types like slashing, piercing, bludgeoning. So it just was more. It was more how you used it than the kind of damage that you did with it was what they were focused on with weapons in this edition. All right, now in AD&D First Edition, we have the short sword. Cost 8 gold, so it was 1 gold more expensive. There was inflation between original D&D and AD&D, probably because they realized that players were hoarding too much gold, and so whenever there's an in-game economy and people get too much money, the prices all go up so that people will spend that money. Then in the then later in that same source, they broke out the price and they broke out uh, the other effects of the weapon, like its damage and its other kinds of interesting things. Okay, so here's all the handheld weapons, and you have this whole table here. How long is the weapon, how much space to use it, the speed factor of the weapon, and then the adjustment to your to-hit roll that you're supposed to add or subtract based on the armor class you're trying to hit. So let's take a look at what that is with the short sword. It's a 2-foot weapon. It only requires 1 foot to use it. Speed factor of 3, so it's pretty quick. And then it is The -3, -2, -1 on these really low armor classes means it's harder to hit a low armor class with a short sword. And then um, it becomes now this it's really weird. It starts to become easier, except at armor class 9 it's flat. With armor class 8 you get a +1. Armor class 9 it's flat. With armor class 10 you get a +2. So that's kind of weird. Um, that's kind of weird why they do that way. And then the short sword weighs 35 coins, so 3.5 pounds, and it deals 1d6 damage to small and medium creatures, deals 1d8 damage to large creatures. So, very interesting sort of stat block for the short sword out of first edition. Now we go into second edition, and there's yet more inflation. It now costs 10 gold. It started out at 7, then it went to 8, now it's 10 gold. It has a speed factor of 3. It's a small weapon. It deals piercing damage. Okay, so here we finally get the damage type. Weighs 3 pounds and deals 1d6 to small and medium and 1d8 to large uh, creatures. Then we come to third edition. Short sword here. 10 gold. Okay, looks like the prices has finally stabilized at 10 gold. Now, interesting look at the way the damage curve has gone. Um, small, uh, small short swords deal 1d4. Medium-sized short swords will do 1d6. Critical range. Okay, you now can get a crit with a short sword on either a 19 or a 20, not just a natural 20. And I think critical hits actually first came into being in third edition. I can't remember, and I haven't looked up the rules in a while. I can't remember if critical hits were actually a formal part of the rules as written in second edition. I think that there were a lot of, I think critical hits is one of those rules that kind of migrated from the ground up. So there were a lot of people around a lot of home tables that were using rules like that, and they would write into, you know, publications like Dragon Magazine and stuff, say, hey, yeah, we use this really cool rule, like where a natural 20 it does double damage. And after they thought about it for a while, the people who made the game eventually said, oh, that's kind of a nice rule. And they put it into the game. Uh, Weight is 2 pounds and it deals piercing damage. All right, and then in fourth edition. Fourth edition, where everything changes, right? Right? Everything changes, doesn't it? Well, let's take a look at the short sword. +3 proficiency. Oh, hey, still does 1d6 damage. Price, whoa, hold on. Price is still 10 gold. Weight, oh, it's only 2 pounds. Okay. Hey, that sounds a lot like third edition. Group, light blades. Yeah, okay, it's a bladed weapon and it's a light weapon. Properties, offhand. Well, it means you can use it in your offhand. Um, that's for rules about attacking with 2 weapons and all that kind of stuff. So actually, the short sword didn't change much at all. I mean, it's so stable and such a constant in the game that even in fourth edition, it remained the same as it had been in other editions. And of course, in fifth edition, cost is 10 gold. Yep, that price is still stable. 1d6 piercing damage and 2 pounds. Finesse weapon and light. Finesse, well, that means that you can apply strength, either your strength bonus or your dexterity bonus to attack with it. That's why short swords are so popular with rogues and uh, bards and certain other classes that are high dexterity classes. Uh, that are allowed to use weapons like that. And light weapons means it can be used um, as a two-handed weapon. So it can be used in either hand. Is what the light-handed or the light property in 5e is all about. All right. Well, hey everybody, that is our discussion of the short sword. I've been DM Gallibond. You guys have been wonderful. Uh, Subscribe, like, share, click the post notification bell, do all that kind of good stuff. Uh, Description to find out all of the social media platforms. And other than that, I just want to wish everybody happy holiday season. Be safe. Take care, and we will talk to you later. Good night, everybody.